wake up, it is you. As I breathe, it is you. As I live every day, it is you. Oh, wow. As I walk, it is you. As I talk, it is you. Yeah, yeah. Everything that I do, it is you. It's no goodness of my own that I have what I have. I don't deserve the many blessings that you pour.
Gotta be 1, 2, or 3. What's the bet? Okay.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It is Kiana F. Brown, and I am here in the studios with my special guest, Shadonna Stubbs. You may know her from the Stubbs Show. You may know her from the Leap of Faith Network, but you're knowing her today from being here with us at Forgiveness Fridays. And so, guys, I am excited to have her here. Welcome.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Morning. Thanks for having me.
And so, guys, I want to, and this might put you on the spot just a little bit.
What's that?
But there was an interview that I did.
Mm-hmm.
And this interview was probably about 3 years ago
Okay.
from now. And I'd never done an interview ever in my life before.
Mm-hmm.
Ever. And so it was done with the Leap of Faith Network. She was the first person to interview me, the first place where I shared my story. Mm-hmm. And so that's why you are near and dear to my heart, because you gave me an opportunity. We were able to connect from that moment on. And so she is a person who's in the community, getting and hearing voices from people who have stories, testimonies, and sharing. She's out there supporting people who has businesses. I mean, she's all over the DMV area. So if you don't know who Shadonna Stubbs is, you're knowing who she is to me, how special she is to me, and as well what she's doing within the community. So I just want to thank you all. And I need for my viewers to do something that is really, really important right now. And that's for you to go down to that little bottom corner and hit that share button, invite, because there's a testimony that she's going to share today. She is going to share something. The topic of today's show is going after your dreams. We've been talking about love all this month. And how are you in a position where you can still have that love for your dream and your passion and continue to fight? And that's what I see in her. I see a warrior, and I want her to share that with you all today. I am in love with my dream. In love with my dream.
That's a good thing.
And so I want, first of all, everybody knows, let's say good morning. We have Winston Cheney tuning in. I was just actually
good morning.
On the Winston Cheney show yesterday. So if y'all missed it, he sent me some footage, or not footage, but some video of my voice and his voice. And it was just amazing being at Radio 1 yesterday.
Yeah.
It was simply amazing. I got to meet different people, but thank you for tuning in. So guys, we have Shay, Diane, we have Hewlett. Hewlett's actually going to be a guest on this show in the couple of weeks to come up. We have Sheen. Thank you all for tuning in. Make sure that you are sharing this message this morning, because it is something that our viewers do not want to miss.
Can somebody bring me, if they're watching in the studio, can somebody slide me a piece of paper with the code for the Wi-Fi? Because my phone is acting up, and I want to share this show with my audience too, because I know it's going to be great. So, good morning, everyone, and eventually, y'all see your Facebook Live is going on.
It's going to happen. Just bear with us for a moment.
No, I'm good.
We're going to get that information.
You know, I'm
uncut
and real.
But first of all, you know that this is Forgiveness Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And so I need to know what forgiveness means to you.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Just accepting my faults and accepting whatever the situation is at that time, mm-hmm. and allowing myself to clear it out and move on. Because I always say, I used to think, oh, I'm not forgiving them, I'm going to hold this grudge. But it didn't do nothing but build up negativity in me, not them, And yes. I heard Oprah once say, she said she was mad at some lady and she rolled past in her limo or something. And she thought this lady was, upset and bothered that she didn't forgive her. And she looked and the lady was just so happy and enjoying her life. And I was like, that's usually what happens.
Yeah.
Like, you sit around and you're talking to your girlfriends or people, and you're like, yeah, I ain't going to forgive her for this, or I'm going to let this hold on. And this person is enjoying life. Yeah. So forgiveness for me is accepting my faults and moving on.
Yes. And I always say that it's not for for you. I mean, it's not for the other person, it's for you.
Yeah.
And there have been situations where I know people have gone on, moved on with their lives, and I'm still holding on to this bitterness, this anguish, and I'm just doing nothing but allowing myself to be toxic on the inside. Like, why do I want to have toxic waste on the inside of me?
And it feels so funny when you have to go and approach that person who you didn't forgive, and you go around them, or you know they're going to be somewhere. It's like your nerves and your everything works up and build up, and it makes you feel a certain way. And then you got to go into that room and ignore that person. It's too much work.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work to even put yourself in that position. So now, I want to know how forgiveness relates to your story. Today we are talking about being in love with your dream. How does forgiveness relate to your story?
Because I'm always having to forgive myself. With like she said, it started as Leap of Faith, and then it went into the Stub Show. But the Stub Show is really Leap of Faith, you know, because it's all about inspiring people to take that leap of faith. But I come across situations, and I have to first forgive myself.
Yes.
You know, forgive myself for something that I may have done or said the day before in business, because I'm always learning. And then after forgiving myself, just allowing myself to give my testimony so that other people can forgive themselves for things. So I got to blow some air sometimes. And people be like, well, what's wrong? It's nothing. I just got to take a deep breath sometimes, or release some air out of myself, because going after your dreams and going after your goals in life is just not easy.
No, it's a fight.
It's a constant fight.
And it takes a special person. Not to say that nobody else is special, but it takes a person with some strong will and some fight to push through adversity, because things will come and knock you down, and it's like, okay, so where do I go from here?
Yeah.
But it's just a conscious decision to get up and to continue to fight. So I want you to share with the viewers about your mission. What is the Stub Show? What is Leap of Faith? What is the purpose for your mission?
Well, the Leap of Faith Network is the umbrella for everything that I do. The Stub Show falls under that. Then we have the Leap of Faith Network newsletter. But my mission in life is to help people to understand that they can make it. Okay. You know, just the other day I wanted to quit and give up, and I was sitting there and I was like, okay, what can I do to keep going? What's next, Lord? You're gonna have to do this. You're gonna have to do something. You know, I'm done. I'm tired. And on top of building your dreams, if you're a mom or a parent, you know, and then as you build, you know, more things come on top of what you already built. Then you have your family, and then learning to release some things. So with this show, I kind of like to bring people around that can help you not quit.
Yeah.
So an example of that is, she's giving me a shout out for having her on my show, but today I'm on her show in the midst of a storm and wanting to quit. But
see how God set things up?
Yeah, he sets you up for situations to keep you going, and you kind of know when he's involved. Not kind of, you know when he's involved, because he constantly line things up to keep you going.
Yes.
So although I felt like I wanted to quit a couple of days ago, I couldn't quit a couple of days ago because I got my girl interview coming up. You know?
Yes.
So then I have to, and then after getting off this show, I have to go back and forgive myself for wanting to quit. Because I have enough strength, and I have people like you,
yes,
and like my other sisters to keep me going.
Yeah,
there's
so much that you do. I'm sorry, but there's so much that you do. When I first got in connection with you, there were things that you're doing in the community, like in the wintertime. You do different drives for like the home suite. Like, there's so much stuff that you do for the community. And I was talking to my pastor the other day, and he was sharing about how you're not going to see the good things in the media. You're going to see all of the bad things that are happening, but there's so many people just like yourself in the DMV area and all across the world that are actually doing great things for people, and you will never, and the world will never know. And so my goal and objective is to bring people on like you so that they can know. So what are some things that you are doing in the community right now?
So my main thing, and I want to go back into something really quick that I didn't say. The Stub Show is all about bringing business owners, authors, and other people on, like you said, that need the spotlight, but telling the story, because we look so good when it's time to take a picture or it's time to walk out the door, but we have so much going on. I just was having chest pains last week for 3 days, but when I walked out the door, you didn't know I had those chest pains. So that's what the Stub Show is all about, is bringing exposure and making other people feel important. But what I have going on is making other people feel important.
Okay.
You know, right now I don't really have anything big going on in the community other than just being a person of love. You know, if you see a need, you should jump out there and do something. I'm always helping and supporting other people. But if I could think about something that, okay, I do have something coming up, and it's called the Flower Box.
Okay.
And I'll leave it at that. But what that, you know, is my life and my mission on earth is to help people keep going. You know, because you can forgive yourself with your words, but you have to forgive yourself with your actions. You have to position yourself, and you have to just make sure that you have the right mindset.
Yeah.
You know, I was just saying, when you say the pastor, I was like, I hope she didn't talk to the pastor about me, because I need to get myself back in the church. You know, so many times, and in this battle of building your dreams, you fall out of line.
Yeah.
You
That's
fall
what
out of
forgiveness
line.
is about, though. It is just getting back into position. Being in a place of forgiveness, it redefines you. It allows you to repossess who you are, so that you can make a difference, so that you can make a change. And no, I didn't talk to the pastor about you.
You better not, girl.
No, I'm not talking to the pastor.
Other than telling him to pray for me, don't be talking to pastor about me.
We were actually having it was a whole nother conversation. I actually was doing an interview with him.
Okay.
And so, and this is, I got to give him a shout out, James Sturdivant, love you. That's my pastor in the Lord, Faith United Ministries.
I need to head on over there.
Yes, I think you would love it. His message is real, and it's straightforward. No chaser. But just being in a position to know that you can redefine yourself. I like to look at forgiveness like a piece of coal, right? You know how the coal is dark, dirty, ugly looking, but the same coal, if you clean all of it off, underneath of it is a diamond.
Yeah.
And that diamond is actually the light that you should be shining to the world. And so you have to merely get that unforgiveness off so that your diamond can shine.
And you know, so many times people just don't understand the power of pressure. You know, diamonds are made in pressure. You know, can you think about how much pressure it would take if you didn't have the right equipment and you went down to the bottom of the sea where the pearls are and the rubies? Like, pressure is, if you think about anything that's great, it takes pushing, it takes pressure,
Yes.
it takes, like you said, redefine, it takes going through some things, you know. I did a webinar with some women the other day, and some of the people were like all over the States. And one piece that I spoke on was just going into darkness. People stop being afraid of the dark.
Yeah.
Because when you go into those dark places, the first thing you do, when you can't see anything, you're looking for, where's the light? Where is something I can see? And when you go into those dark places, you're more than likely, if you have a fighting spirit, you're going to find a light.
Yeah.
You're going to find your way out. And like a seed, when it busts through that ground, after you water it and you take the time to tend to that seed, it turns into something beautiful. Whether it's a beautiful flower box, hint, hint, or it's a fruit. And if it's a fruit, you eat it and it doubles, because now you're eating something that you've grown organically in your own garden. And when you grow something and you see it come up beautiful, or you prepare anything and you see as it's coming into play, it makes you feel great.
Yeah.
And that's what forgiveness, that's what life, that's what your journey is, what everything, as you look back and you see yourself getting better, even if you fall, you know, you're not if you fail, you just fail. You didn't quit, you just fall. Fail means fall to me. So as long as you get back up, you're good. And every time you see yourself get back up, you're stronger. If you go through something and you come out, you're more beautiful. Or, you know, people always say, well, how you like this? I used to be a fighter, or, you know, just nasty attitude. But through pressure,
Yes.
I
Through
became
pressure,
better.
Yes, amen. So right now we are going to go into our commercial break. This is the time where we are sharing local businesses that are doing some amazing things, and it's hashtag My Business is Great Spotlight. And I want you guys to know that when you share that it's not just in the DMV, it's global, because WBGR is global. So guys, make sure that you tune in and watch these amazing businesses that are right in your backyard. If you are watching this or viewing this from other states, you know where to go when you come to the DMV area. This is Kiana F. Brown, and I have in the studio with me Shadonna Stubbs, and we will be right back after this commercial break.
Hi, I'm Sharon J. Lawrence, and I'm a therapist for therapists, professionals, and couples. I'm also a speaker and author. As a relationship counselor, I'm committed to helping couples strengthen and revive their relationships through counseling. I understand that conflict is inevitable, so through my speaking, counseling, and by way of my book, 7 Simple Ways to Shape Your Marriage, I assist couples in refocusing on the importance of working together. I look forward to sharing with you as I empower professionals and couples on their journey towards wholeness. Thank you.
Hey guys, we are back on the other side. Again, you're tuning in to Forgiveness Fridays. I'm Kiana F. Brown, and my special guest in the studio today is Shadonna Stubbs. You may know her from the Leap of Faith Network, or the Stubbs Show, or just being in the community, because she is an avid person that's in the community all the time. We have been sharing from the topic of In Love with My Dream. And so today, the message that we're going to go into right now is what I call the word time. And we're going to chat about it a little bit. And I usually go from the worldly book, which is the dictionary, and then I back it up with some scripture.
Okay.
And so what we're going to talk about today is basically what a dream is. And there are several different definitions that I found, but the one that I found for today is a strong desired goal or purpose, a dream of becoming president. Now, what does it mean to become a dream to become president? When you look at the president of the United States, he's a leader, or a president in general of any organization. They are a leader. They are a head. And that's what your dream will position you to do. Your dream will position you to be a leader. So do you have any words on the definition? A strongly desired goal or purpose, a dream of becoming president.
So my definition of dream is what you said?
Yeah, go ahead. You can either talk on what your definition is or hit on this one. Whatever, it's perfectly fine. We're here for the viewers.
Dream is like your vision, and I would just say, and when they say the president, I don't know why you picked that one though.
Because I like president is strong for me, right?
Okay.
Because when you look at the president, if you hear the word president, that automatically says to you leader, right?
Yeah.
The person that's the head of something. And when you have a dream, we got to own it. We have
You
to become
do.
the leader of what it is that God has placed within inside of us. And like you said earlier, those seeds, right?
Right.
That seed is our dream. And so we must begin to materialize it and make sure that it grows. And as you said, once someone eats it, then that seed is now producing another harvest. It's allowing for that person to grow. And so you're a president of others.
Yeah.
Because you're allowing for that seed to grow. Like if you plant something, it grows within inside of you. each time you share a nugget, each time you pour back into somebody's life, you're dropping a seed. You're dropping a seed.
And you got to make sure that you guide that dream, because so many times people have this vision, or they write out their plan, and you have to be careful, because the devil will send people your way, and they'll try to change your dream.
Yeah, oh yeah.
They'll try to change your plan. So now I see where president comes along, because you have to be firm, you have to be strong, and you have to be the leader of that dream. And everybody won't understand. Some people say, well, this was my ideal, you should do it this way. But if you're not driving your car, you might get in a car accident.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you might mess up something, and you can't come back into that dream again the way you wanted it to. So for me, I tell anybody, with your dreams, go after them. Believe in them. There were things that I dreamed as a child that just coming into play now, like the deja vu things that people say. So for me, I just say, own everything that you do in life, even if it's your mess. Own it so you can clean it up, so be the president of your life.
Yes.
Before you worry about being a president over others. So
Yes, I like that. So the scripture that I'll be reading from is Colossians 1:16. Colossians 1:16, and it's, for in him all things were created, things in heaven and on earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones or powers or rulers or authorities, all things have been created through him and for him. And why I chose this is because some people, for some reason, think that they just think things up on their own. They think that they are magicians, and they have given these thoughts, and they're giving power and life to them as if they did this all on their own. God has placed within each and every one of us something valuable, something that we are supposed to bring unto the earth. And that's a gift. And within that gift, how he places that gift in us is he plants a seed dream or a seed vision within inside of us. And that's why that scripture was important to me, because whether it's visible or invisible, right? Because your dreams are invisible until you materialize them and place them on the earth, once you start putting forth those works so that others can see what the invisible was. But it came from him.
Yeah, and then also understanding, as I was talking with, do I have time to say that?
Yeah.
Okay. Also, understanding is that God uses people. He's a spirit. And I was talking about this last night. There's so many times people like, well, he want me to do this. This going to show up and that's going to show up. It's not going to show up like it's just going to drop out of the sky and it's going to be a big couch or bed on you because you requested it. But he sends visions through your dreams, and then he sends people to say things to you that you can hear. And then have you ever heard somebody say something to you, and then you keep hearing it later on in that day, and it just keep repeating in your mind.
Or you keep saying it, reading it.
Yeah, and you're like, what in the world? And then somebody else said it as a confirmation, and then that's how you know that God is planting something inside of you, and he needs you to do it. And if you have this ego about you where you say, well, I did it, and I came up with this, he'll break you down.
Yes. Oh, yes. He will break you down all the way down.
He will break you all the way down.
And look at everything clear.
Yeah, and show you that this is what I told you to do. And then also, if you go out of line and you say, okay, I've done it. I've gotten a vision. Now I'm going to do it how I want to do it. I'm a big girl now. I'm going on this side of the path. He told me to go over here. Then he pulls out the belt. And he say, oh, daughter, you want to act like that? Pow, there you go. And so many times we don't realize that we're going through stuff because God is trying to get our attention and say, if you don't do it my way, you're going to keep falling and falling and falling and falling. So, you got to know that he is the king. He's the president.
Yes. He is the president and ruler over all. So I just want to thank you for taking the time to actually come into the studio and share with our viewers. I just want to give you the opportunity right now to allow our viewers to know how they can connect with you.
Well, at 10:30 a.m. today, I'll be on DMV Community Radio. On Facebook, you can connect with them. Actually, at 9 o'clock in a couple of minutes, you can hear my show from last week that I was talking to James Butler about his new DC Term Initiative. And you can log on to www.dmvcommunityradio.com. I'll be on there Fridays at 9 a.m. and then also on Mondays at 10:30 a.m. You can Google me, Shadonna, Shedonna, Stubbs. Google me, and that will help you to find everything. You know, you can actually throw this out there. You can put me in a web browser. You don't even have to use Google. You can just type my name in anywhere on the internet and I'll pop up. But that's all by the grace of God, because I didn't quit. I forgave myself and I kept going, and I connect with women like her, queens, that helped me to keep going. So if I was a little dry today and anybody go on my other page and I'm like, hold on, what was going on? It was a shocker. You know, this morning I had a little shocker with me, but I got my coffee, I'm waking up, and then I just want to make sure that I stay on the line of what your show's supposed to be, because y'all know I'm a trip and it's Friday.
Well, you know what? I brought you on to share your message, and I already know who people are when they come here. And
I gotta keep it a little calm.
Always bring your authentic self.
Oh, I'm
matter,
authentic.
Yeah. I'm just like, wherever you are.
The
like,
full-blown Stubbs kicking in now.
You know what? And it might be the coffee just kicking in now.
Yeah.
But I had someone tell me, I did a show here, actually, and I had a guest, and I was trying to match that guest's behavior, their movement, and things like that. And the show was kind of serious. But even though it's that way, you know, I still had to be myself. He said, you weren't yourself. You weren't, you know, the Kiana that I know. You weren't her, you know. And I know that sometimes you can't do all of that.
Yeah.
But you know, it's still gonna peek through. So some of you peeked through today.
Okay. I just want to make sure I was in there. Make sure Stubbs is in the building.
Thank you for tuning in, everybody who's tuned in. And then just one more thing that you said, that it just brought something in my mind about you being on the internet. If you pop in your name and you place it in these different places, if you position yourself, He will position you. If you position yourself, God will position you. So just remember that.
And she's saying that to me and don't even. Are you saying that to me?
Well, no, that's what I got from what you said when you said that. Because you know, some people perceive things in different
But she don't know she's saying that to me. So I'm hearing you loud and clear. So you're like, Stubbs, you doing it. But I constantly need like people to tell me what's wrong with this and that, or you know, I'm not too big where I don't need to be motivated. So my girl, when she's saying this, I'm like, okay, you know, I'm hearing you, but I hear what you're saying. You're giving me shout outs for that, and I'm thinking of it like, nah, I gotta get better. But that's how you get better.
Yeah, just keep showing up. Just keep showing up. And so, guys, I want you to tune in next week because we have another amazing guest. We have Dr. Marcy coming in here. We'll be talking about some things as it relates to health. But just make sure that you tune in. Make sure that you're continuously sharing this. And we're going to go because we've already surpassed our time. But I want you to stay tuned in so that you can find out what's going on with me. This has been Kiana F. Brown, another amazing show with Shadonna Stubbs in the studio with us. This has been Forgiveness Fridays. And remember that today is your stepping stone for a greater tomorrow. Thank you for all who have tuned in on Facebook, Instagram, everywhere that you are, even on Shadonna's page. I will see you all next week. Bye. My name is Kiana Brown, owner and stylist at Pooch Styles. We specialize in traditional grooming as well as creative styling and a variety of other services. If you feel about your pet the way I feel about my own, at Pooch Styles, know your pet will be in a loving, safe, and gentle environment. We believe in treating your pet with the same love and care that you would. The big change just don't offer the same.